Thank you for tuning in to Checkered Nation. We're here at Weave and we are interviewing Margaux. She's a director of programs here at Weave, and she's also a family marriage therapist. Thank you.
And we've been talking about a lot of different things from domestic violence, gay or straight relationship, and also we talk about all those helplines that we provided, and also we asked a little bit about how we can help Margaux. But before we go on to more detail, we want to cover about the Weave also, besides abuse relationship, also does rape, right, situation.
Right. We are Sacramento's primary provider of rape crisis counseling as well. We also have a service that goes into the hospital. It's a response team, so that if somebody's getting an evidentiary exam after being raped, that we will send an advocate to be with that person and then follow up with counseling services.
Wow.
And we were just talking about how it's even more difficult sometimes for people from the LGBTQ community to access rape crisis services because of the stigma attached and some of those same barriers that are in place with domestic violence.
I mean, I can imagine, especially for gay men, would be extremely difficult because you'll be, embarrassed. Or so what reassurance does your clients will have if they actually get raped and gay men get raped and come in? How do they know? No information would leak out, or those kind of concerns.
Right. Well, for adults, we don't have any reporting responsibility regarding the rape. That's up to them if they decide to report or not. If it's a child or teen, then of course we're CPS mandated reporters, and that all of our services here are confidential. So, without the mandated reporting requirements, that we would hold whatever they tell us here confidential, and so that they could come here and be assured that their information would not be shared outside of Weave.
And actually, I could tell you firsthand, because unfortunately I was raped when I was younger, and I could tell you firsthand that I think a lot of men won't come forward because, like what you just said, that shame, and a lot of times they think that maybe it was something they did, and I don't really want to put my personal stuff out there, but it's like I know that for me, it's like you really have to really dig down deep. You have to go to therapy. I wish I would have known about Weave when I was younger, and I have another close friend. It happened to him too, and I think for men, or gay men especially, because with the other issues that gay men have to deal with already, like what we've been talking about, that unfortunately the shame that sometimes is associated for some gay people with being gay, unless they seek out help and stuff, and actually, so yeah, you definitely have to get therapy. And
you make a valid point just about that self-blame being so strong, to be able to get through all of the stages of the trauma. It's just really important for people to seek out help so that there's healthy coping mechanisms in place, because it is very traumatic, and we just want people to know that we're available here, whether the rape was last week or 10 years ago. We have people a lot of times who aren't ready for a decade or two, and then they realize that it's really impacting their life, and then they come in later.
Yeah, definitely we provide a lot of service. I mean, are you guys national organization?
We're not. We're Sacramento County.
Okay.
oh wow.
Yeah.
So you've viewers, we have we seek help in your own state. Where did you go about doing that?
There are rape crisis centers and domestic violence centers for many different counties. Some of the rural areas, they may have to travel a little bit, but they can call our crisis line, or there's a national number of domestic violence centers and rape crisis centers, and they can call that as well to find out what the local resources are.
Okay.
So one last question, we still have some time. One last question I have is when gay or lesbian, when they come out from the family and they start getting abuse from the parents, is that considered still abuse, or how do you manage that situation?
Well, at Weave, we serve people who are in an intimate partner relationship, that's the type of domestic violence that we address here. So if somebody was coming in with more of the family violence, of parent violence towards a child, then we would make appropriate referrals for that, but we would not be seeing them for that particular issue here. We do have a private pay therapy program that's more of a community therapy program that's on a sliding scale, so people could also access that for that sort of issue.
Oh, that's good to know.
Margaux, thank you for your time.
Well, thank you, Mark.
You bet. Thank you, and thank you for tuning in to another edition of Checkered Nation.
Thank you.
Thanks.